Good morning, boys and girls on the internet. Today is Tuesday, October 30th, 2018. Vlog number 301. And yeah, hey look, you get to see me. Because it's well after sunrise here. Pretty amazing, huh? Yeah, this morning I had a health screening at work. They do that every year. But of course they don't... Oh, someone got in an accident or something. Yep. Yeah, every year they do a health screening at work, just to kind of get, what the hell? You gotta do like your numbers and stuff, and it's all for your health insurance and stuff. Check your pulse, you know, they check your blood pressure, weight, height, cholesterol. They prick your finger, you know, get your blood. I joked to the girl that was doing my blood. I said, hey, pretty fitting, you know, day before Halloween that you're taking my blood. You know, you should come in tomorrow with like vampire teeth. She laughed. But yeah, I mean, other than me being, you know, a total fat ass and lazy, I'm fairly healthy. I have good blood pressure, and cholesterol is pretty good, which is shocking for someone like the lifestyle I live. And then they give you a flu shot. Well, you can, you know, get the option to get a flu shot. It's good to do every year. Get a flu shot, kids. Definitely, especially if you are around younger people and older people. It's good to have, especially if you're around like office buildings with lots of people. Flu gets around, so better get that shot. But it also means that since I had to do the health screening, I got off at 6 a.m. and this time of year the sun's not up there. But the health screening, they don't have any. You got to schedule it, and they never have anything scheduled before 7. So I had to wait at work for like an hour. I wasn't gonna go home and come back. So I just like kind of dicked around for an hour. That's why now the health screening is over. It's now like 7:50 in the morning, and the sun's definitely up, and you can see my face. Yay! Instead of watching whatever video game I've been putting for the last month or so that I haven't been putting any vlogs up. But yeah, been a productive few days. A little photo shoot that I did on Friday. Got all those pictures done and uploaded. Lickety split. They're really easy to edit. Didn't have much, you know, specialty things to really edit, and I just kind of banged them out. Boom, just get them out. But I do have to catch up with some of the photos that I've done like a couple weeks ago. You know, I want to get the ones that I done on Friday out before Halloween, because they're kind of Halloween themed. So those took priority. So I'm sorry for people who I still need to do edits for that I took before. I'll get your pictures out as soon as I can. I still got to edit videos. It's gonna be a very busy week, I foresee. And to add to the productivity today, now that it's at a good time in the morning, hopefully won't be too busy there, but I'm going to go vote. 1 week their midterm election is there, and you gotta go vote. Again, I said this the other day, it used to be a time that I was not against, but I didn't care to vote. I didn't think it mattered. It fucking matters. It really does. I'm in a state that it doesn't really matter too much, but nobody in this country can get complacent. If you think it doesn't matter in your state, you're wrong. You know, there was a statistic I saw last night. Let me try to remember the numbers. Of the people who are of legal voting age in this country, only about 55% of them vote. That's fucking terrible. You know, there's some other countries in this world that, you know, they feel a lot more national pride, I guess, in terms of voting, and they vote. But the thing is, though, in our country, I'm sure it happens in other countries too, but especially in our country, we have active politicians whose goal is to suppress votes and to make sure people don't vote. And they disparage voting, and it's really a dirty trick, because most of the time when they do that, they suppress votes in order to win. It's just like, wait, if people aren't voting, how are they going to win? Well, they disparage the other side from voting. They do things like make sure certain districts or some certain neighborhoods that should have a polling station, they make it so, like, and they know, like, oh, there's some like minorities that live around this, you know, it's pretty much a giant black community, for example. They'll make sure they have less polling stations, or the polling stations have less hours. It makes it harder for people to vote. That's fucking wrong. That's fucking wrong. I just saw a story yesterday. Fucking goddamn cheaty ass slimy bastard, Ted Cruz. I know there ain't no fucking glitch in the system, because so far there's no reports of it working the other way. If you go in Texas, they say so far it's about 1 in 3 people who went to early voting, and they have electronic machines that do all the voting for you. You know, just hit the the screen. If for the people who went and they go, okay, I'm a Democrat, I'm going to vote party line. Basically means that all it does is just straight line all the Democrats up for election, just votes all for them. But people, they do that, and yeah, all the Democrats up will be in their list of what their voted counted for. But then instead of for the Senate race, instead of who's the Democratic candidate, Beto O'Rourke, it puts Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is not a fucking Democrat. It's some cheaty ass shit. Basically, it's glitching. It's just some glitch and it just so happens to only do that for Ted Cruz, not on any other Republican candidates on the other side, for any type of small like state houses or judge or something or whatever. It doesn't do it. It only puts those Ted Cruz in there instead of Beto O'Rourke. Hey, I'm sorry, that's some fucking cheaty shit. That's some straight up fucking hacking and God, that shit's stupid. Look, that's what the sun looks like. I hope they fucking nail this bastard ass. I hope they look at the code and go, hey, look, this guy clicked party line, thus Ted Cruz should not be in that party line, and fucking throw those votes out or correct it. I do know that there's probably a lot of voting rights advocates that are really going to come down on them for that. And hopefully they get that shit resolved, because you've got a week left and you got these cheating ass bastard fucking Republicans doing that shit. You got who's that asshole in, was it Tennessee or Kansas or something? I forget what state. It's a southern state. And the Republican that's incumbent, he's also kind of in control of like the voter rolls or some shit like that, and he kicked off like 700,000 fucking people off the voter rolls. His ass being sued for it too, and yeah, there's always been like, occasionally you purge your voting rolls because people die, but that's about it. You don't go around like purging roles because, hey, look, there's 2, 3, 5 John Smiths that live here, you know? And not to mention the gerrymandering that goes on, and of course the advertisement, the lying that goes on in the ads, like that are straight up just say whatever they want. Like, oh, hey, look, this guy's so bad he might just eat your babies. You know, I don't think anybody really came out with that like that, but it's on that level of that bad. And of course, money in politics, that's the number one thing. They already, just this voting cycle alone, what did it say? Like, just for the Senate races, we're not talking about the little tiny, state level. All the Senate races, it's like $1.25 billion already been spent on campaigning. House races is like a good $800 million spent. You know, it's a shitload of money. And of course, a lot of it, comes from big donors. I wouldn't mind to see those type of numbers if it all comes from small individual donors, grassroots type shit. But that shit doesn't happen. I'm so glad of there are some candidates, especially only on the Democratic side, that specifically say in their ad, hey, look, we're not taking big money donors. We're only here for the people. And that's what it should be. There's few and far between, though. There's not enough Democrats that do that, and it needs to be more. I mentioned before, Beto O'Rourke. There's a guy in Florida. He's going for mayor. Mayor, I think? Yeah. There's Richard Ojeda in West Virginia. And there's a lot in this country. Look up, if you still haven't voted yet, look up in your part of the country who's local that are uncorrupted, or as least corrupted as possible. Let me just say that. Fun times, right? And shit, I am tired because this is well past my bedtime. I'm gonna get right to bed as soon as I get home. After I vote, I'm gonna do my civic duty. Make sure I get my vote in there. It's honestly sickening. The kind of shit that you see is going on in this country. And what's sad is, everything's so divided. You kind of see the same kind of mentality from either side. We essentially have two sides in this country. Yeah, we have gradations in between, but those gradations are few and far between now. People are more and more polarized, sticking with either side, stronger and stronger. But you see it, I see it from my side, right? I'm definitely on the progressive liberal side. And I look at all the Republicans and see what the kind of shit they do. Just like the supporters, just like your average Joe voter on the Republican side. I'll go this guy's a fucking nut job. And these are the people that are voting Republican. And I guarantee you, because I know it, I've heard it firsthand, that people on the Republican side look at people like me, think I'm a fucking nutcase. And yeah, there's some nutty people on both sides. Not gonna deny that. But really, numbers wise, the people who are divorced from reality the most, the people who vote against their own self-interest, the people who deny facts more than anything, are Republicans. That's just a fact. There's no denying that. It's just how it is. So, can I even vote now? Strange, doesn't look like anybody's here. So maybe they didn't. Maybe they opened the voting thing later. Huh. Well, again, to finish my point, it's not even. There's no equal amount of nutcases on one side that there is on the far other side. When you look at the far sides of the spectrum, it's not even close. You know, on the far left, you have what I would probably say like the SJWs and the third wave feminists, and people who are, they have good intentions probably, but they're kind of going about it in almost a militant way. Like me, I'm a fucking atheist, and there are some atheists who are militant about it, who get into people's faces. Shut up, I know my washer fluid's low. They get into people's faces about their atheism. That's extremism. Extremism on either side's bad. There's no doubting that. But I'm sorry. Call me, you know, a lefty liberal, you know, whatever. And say that I'm only saying this because I'm a liberal, but I think that anything on the liberal side that is considered like the bad part of being liberal, there's no comparison to, you know, to what is on the Republican side. People who think Republican, who are extremist Republican, extremist right-wingers, they're objectively more terrible than extremist left-wingers. You know, extremist right-wingers, you know, shoot up abortion clinics and send bombs to Democrats and shoot up Jewish people at their synagogues, and always cling to their fucking guns like their family, and who deny science vehemently, pray to sky daddies that don't fucking exist, and base their ideology and their policies off of, you know, fiction and fantasy. How do you deal with something like that? I don't know the answers. I do know one thing that might help. Conversate with people. Just have a conversation and try to, as best you can, don't fight, but try to make people see your side of things and hear them out on their side. That's the only thing we can do in this country. That's all we have left. We are in dire times. We have 1 week to take back the country from this lunacy that is the Trump party. And that's it. We got to do it. So I'll talk to y'all later. Everybody have a good day. Go vote. I love you.